what a girl needs to happy is how I get pleased. Something like that. And I got to I was like, okay. And then I get to the thing, and the guy, like, the cashier, he says, how are you doing today? And I said, well, I'm listening to this song, and it says, what a girl wants, what a girl needs. And I was like, and I'm thinking, like, a girl's gotta do what a girl's gotta do. And on that note, where are we at here? 0 people, 0 thumbs up. I'm gonna run to the restroom and I'll be right back. Feeling all mysterious, mysterious, feeling all mysterious. So, where's my phone? I will turn my storm down a teensy bit. Alright. It's still there. Alright, so one reason you may not want to debate someone in your faith, if you can hear me, is so if you debate a Christianity, what are you doing? You're validating the Christianity. That's right. When you start to now, some people will say, but hey, a different kind of creepy show lady, what about Jeffrey Doherty? What about the Black Atheist? What about Alex Jones? Isn't it healthy for them to help people talk things through in their head? I posit to you, the group of people they're helping is actually pretty small. But I'm not saying that they're not being helped, but I'm not going to tell you I agree with the way that you think they're being helped. Because I posit to you, anyone who has to have it explained to them never understands. In Machiavelli, it says that there's different kinds of people. And one of the kinds of people is the kinds of people who can think of things all on their own. Like if you leave them alone in a room, like my dog. Lilith. Let me tell you something about her. If she's left to pile of ants, I watch her, and she comes up with like plots, and she watches them closely, and she imagines them doing things. Were they always up to no good? And she caught it, and knew they needed that extra urge. The people Machiavelli says who don't have to have it explained to them, like my dog, she'll sit there and she'll come up with entire plot theories of how the universe is, and these ants themselves have plots within plots. And my dog doesn't. Some people do. Right? Like, so some people are like plots within plots, right? And I'm not putting you down, okay? I have one of my foster mothers, her name is Patricia Weiser. and she actually went to USAIMS, which I'm pretty sure that's the CIA school, and she said she applied the training she got there to other fields and came to wonderful conclusions. Not that they told her the information, but that she applied their methods to fields that she learned. In her autobiography of her book, it says that she trained spies for Vietnam. One thing she says a few things. One thing I've seen her do is if she's talking who's resistant to like something, for some reason they have a bias. And if she's in a situation where she can really get away with it, she'll say something to them that the rest of the people around them will not perceive as worthy to get angry. But the person themselves will become quite offset. If you've ever seen a man, like you know how in the movies it shows like women, some people start talking and they're wearing these dresses with these like tight bodices, they can barely breathe and they start, right? Like and they're getting ready to pass out, they're going to pull a fan out. She could say things where my brother looked like he was having a hot flash and like somebody needed to get a chair. And my brother. But she was so polite about it. I was watching her and I was like, this is fucking like, I just watched everything that she did. This is what she did. It was specific for him. I really feel, it's the same tactic, but she pulled this one out of her hat for him. She said, off to the side, she tells my brother Toby, she's where nobody else really heard this but me, and if you repeated it to anyone, they would just, I don't think they'd really think anything bothered to get upset about it. She said, you know, I'm the best friend you've ever had. Because she knew how to make him angry. And my brother, you have to know the psychology of my brother Toby. Oh, man. With like, I'm the best friend you've ever had. And I'm telling you, some of the best advice you're hearing on this topic right? So then she proceeded to give him, because he told her all about his college career plan, and she said, you can do it that way. But she said, you're going to spend this much more, you're going to spend this much more time, you're going to owe this much more at the end of it. And if you do it the way that I'm recommending, your degree is going to read the exact same. It's going to say the exact same fucking university, or better, but you're going to do it way faster, and you're going to have less debt. And my brother went fucking like, basically he couldn't go off on her directly, so he started to triangulate the question. I think he just kind of lost it. It was like those people who pass out, they look like they're, oh, what's going on here? He's upset, and he couldn't really get mad at her, but he wanted to. But to give you an understanding of my brother, he was the Palm Springs senior class vice president. A blonde, I believe it was a blonde lady. No, the blonde girl is his girlfriend. She's the daughter of two doctors, two different surgeons, a male and female surgeon. The lady, though, I'm not sure. I never saw the president of the Palm Springs class. I never saw her. But somebody won him out. Anyways, she's president, he's vice president. And the Palm Springs High School was having a float. And the float was going to go down Palm Canyon. And all these kids had worked on it, and it was a big deal. And the music's playing, and woo! This is Palm Springs. There's a float. There's a parade already, and the Palm Springs High School has a float in it. And so, like, this is a big deal. And they wanted to have the president and the vice president in the senior class like up there waving. And so my brother was up there with this girl. And what happened is somehow they started to argue. And I wasn't there. I heard about it. Because I think the police had to be called, although no one was arrested. They had to escort both my brother and the senior class president off the float in the middle of the parade in the middle of Palm Canyon. Because they started to cuss each other. They started slapping each other, which of course my brother is a guy, so like his slap is probably worse than hers. And then they ended up on the ground, like fighting, which it's kind of like, you think he'd be embarrassed to be seen fighting a girl, like in public, but no, he wasn't. And so he fought a girl in public, and right before he was going to go into college, he went nuts on this chick too. Like they both got, like, she apparently slapped him too, but Patricia, I've only known one person ever in that I've even heard of in 35 years plus, who ever tried to, two people who tried to attack her physically in 35 years. I've only heard of two accounts. That's including her being the first female prison counselor in an all-men's prison in the state of California. One of the people I know, and she said that before she even got to her, she doesn't know what happened because she woke up on the ground with no injuries, but apparently Pat knows how to do some Vulcan hold, and the person, and she does have long arms, and that she just calmly reached out, and like the other woman was passed out on the ground and had to wait. She didn't even get hurt. Pat probably lowered her enough too. She didn't have any injuries, not even like a head injury, but she woke up on the ground sometime later. She didn't even get like all those. I never once thought about getting physical with Pat, ever, but like hearing what happened to someone, I was like, so my brother, he's with somebody, he can't even like, he must have sensed this was somebody he didn't want to fuck with. And so when she was telling him, like, there's a very calmly, like, I've got this great information about your college, it was a calculated maneuver because he was in a social setting and he wasn't going to be able to do anything. And if he went and ran to someone and said, she said, there's a way for me to have less debt and go through college faster, it's just going to make you sound like an idiot. And sorry, not an idiot, a smart ass. And so I just remember he just got so flustered. But Patricia, she's written books. You can go look them up online. They're on Amazon. Patricia Weisler. They're on Bigfoot, Area 51. She said the government never gave her any of this information. She just was taught a set of skills, and when she retired, she essentially, or got more time on her hands, she just essentially, in her free time, started to obsessively, like, fixate on these topics. And she's written some pretty abstract stuff about a pig feast and a woman who's a perpetual virgin, and you really have to understand some deep stuff to think that you get the symbology. So that one's called Something in the Coffee Case. You can find it on Amazon. So when you argue with someone in their frame, to an extent you're legitimizing your frame. That's what some people will say. That's a Robert Greene kind of advice. Machiavelli was saying, I didn't finish my thought, that there's different kinds of people. The people who can figure it out on their own because they just sit there and come up with plots like my dog is staring at the ants. Like, you don't have to explain it to them. Alright? The people who have to have it explained to them, but they get it once it's explained, they're a different group of people. Then there's the people who, it doesn't matter if they get it or not, it's got nothing to do with that, they don't care about the subject matter. They're not deeply enough for it to ever be a big deal. Is the dinner on table at 5? Is the house getting bought? Do we have this car? Do we have a vacation and a boat and a dog and a cat? Something like that. Right? Like, do they get to cheat on their spouse a little bit? I don't know. It's not that, it's not like, it's like hobbits. Most people are majority of humans are hobbits. Lord of the Rings, J.R.R. Tolkien, hobbits. About 66%. Do you remember what happened when Frodo and Bilbo Baggins came back home? Was there a warm greeting? Was everybody so happy to see them? Did they embrace adventuring? Would they still have been? Did they embrace going off with wizards on strange adventures? Or did they always stay leery of those things? And does staying leery of those things make them a hobbit? That's okay, I'll do this when I get off. Because I don't want to enter, like, sit there and enter passwords on the fucking, like, this is the least secure idea ever. It's not the least, but it makes no sense. So, arguing someone in their front. There's another reason why. And it's even to me, it seems to be some parts of me in the internal family part system sense. It seems like that if I crumple this paper really tight, okay? Really, really tight. And then I squish it down. And squish. And squish. Don't do it on the computer stuff. And squish and squish. Right? And then I hold it this way and I draw a straight line on it. And I go like this. And I go this. This line is a straight line like this. Straight line. Is this not the truth? Right? I hope you can hear me. Now I feel like you can't hear me. Maybe you can. I don't know. So I could be like, straight line, straight line. Here's truth, here's truth. And I'm just waiting for someone to fucking debate me, because even though technically everybody knows, okay, that this line is all over the place. This is a crooked mis-popping on different sides of the paper, going at an angle, coming this way, this way, this way, this way, fat, skinny. Is there more of it? Right? Like, it could even be worse. And if you want to, any story that comes up with, and they say, this is true, right? There is a way that you can concoct a layered, that's why our brains probably have all those folds. You can concoct some sort of layered thing underneath it and say, yeah. And then even you can change the definitions, and by the time you're done, you can have an argument about whether truth exists or what exactly, which kind of truth are you referring to, because there's a lot of different types of truth. Are we talking subjective truth, or like actual like static truth? Are we talking about like fundamental laws of the universe, or what are we? Which types of truth are we referring to? There's probably more subcategories. Then we can debate each subcategory. If you give a mouse a cookie, it's going to ask for more cookies, a blanket, milk, a bed to sleep on. It's nothing but truth. Now, that's the lecture. Bye. Let's see. And look at how thankful you are. 0 people and 1 thumbs